Assassin's Creed Syndicate has of course been out on console for a couple of weeks now, but it's not too long till it comes out on the PC, and Ubisoft have provided a list of what your rig will need to run it at minimum and recommended specs, as well as giving us some information on some features that will be exclusive to Nvidia and high-end PCs. Now, by the way, it is Bonfire Night, or Guy Fawkes Night here today, 5th of November of course it is, so there's quite a few fireworks going off outside, so you don't have to put up with it. I'm afraid they're pretty much going to be going off all night. So, let's begin with the minimum OS will hardly shock you: Windows 7 SP1, Windows 8.1 or Windows 10, all 64-bit of course. And processor-wise, you'll need at least an Intel Core i5-2400S at 2.5 GHz or AMD FX 6350 at 3.9 GHz. You'll need at least 6 gigs of RAM, and GPU-wise, you'll need a GeForce GTX 660 or an AMD Radeon R9 270 with 2 gigs of VRAM and shader model 5.0. DirectX-wise, it's June 2010 redistributable. Moving on swiftly to the recommended, you will need at least an Intel Core i7-3770 at 3.5 GHz or an AMD FX 8350 at 4.0 GHz. As for RAM, you'll need 8 gigs. GPU wise, you need a little more meat, as you'll require a GeForce GTX 760 with 4 gigs or the newer GTX 970 with 4 gigs or AMD Radeon R9 280X at 3 gigs or better. And by the way, this will take up a mighty 50 gigs of hard drive space. There's also a bit of a technical note from Ubisoft, who said, quote, "For a recommended experience, the game requires a video card with at least 3 gigs of VRAM when playing at a full HD resolution. While we encourage you to fiddle with the advanced options to fully customize your gaming experience, please keep an eye out for the VRAM meter usage when you adjust these settings." So from the sounds of things, it has something like GTA 5 had, where it literally will show you how much VRAM you're using, which is a very useful feature indeed. So, what Nvidia exclusive stuff have we got? Well, we've got TXAA, which is temporal anti-aliasing. HBO Plus does actually work both on Nvidia and AMD, but we've got PCSS, which works both on Nvidia and AMD. GeForce Experience naturally is only Nvidia, and same for G-Sync support. Moving on to the high-end PC section, we have MSAA, multi-monitor support, multi-GPU, AMD Crossfire. Performance will scale if 2 or more video cards are installed, so basically if you've got SLI, have no fear, they have kept you in mind. On a quick note about MSAA that I forgot to mention is that it will be PC specific, and it's mandatory for implementation in order to have TXAA on top of it. It will have support for Xbox One, X360 and of course PS4 controllers, and it does have auto switch, so the in-game UI, feedbacks, tutorial messages, that sort of thing will go between mouse and keyboard or controller depending on what you have actually plugged in and using. And just to reiterate, it is coming out on the 19th of November, so not too long now at all. So, of course, as always, I would exercise caution with a Ubisoft PC port and wait till it comes out to see reviews and that sort of thing, and perhaps the port, see how the port is and see what your favourite reviewers have to say about how well it actually runs on PC. Ubisoft, of course, have made various promises about the PC, but of course we've had that before. Hopefully, though, they actually stick to it this time. We actually get a decent PC version. From what I've played on the PS4 for the graphics comparison, this seems like a really, really good game. Much better than Unity, and I can't wait for it to come out on PC so I can really get stuck in. So fingers crossed it's actually a good version, because, well, another Unity would really, really dampen my spirits, I think. Regardless of all that, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.